Research has shown that highly diverse organizations are often more productive and more innovative because we're bringing those different perspectives to our work and into our problem solving.
Diversity is incorporating a range of different people and perspectives in a group or organization in ways that foster collaboration and participation and provide ways to consider and share many best ideas and practices. Inclusion is respecting and valuing an individual's different identities, perspectives, styles, and contributions shaped by life experiences and supporting those unique individuals to contribute to DTSC's mission to their full potential talent. It's working together for a common purpose in ways that don't require us to repress or hide important parts of ourselves.
The emphasis is going to be more and more on the inclusivity. It's a diversity and inclusion work group.
So our goal is really to get to people who don't necessarily not believe in diversity and inclusion, but they don't necessarily see the value, importance, or they don't realize how important it is or how much it could change their work life. I came from headquarters, and I did see that there are people that were unhappy and they couldn't articulate the reason why.
When Director Lee sent out the request for volunteers for this group, I wanted to join because I felt that this was one way to address morale.
It's a great opportunity for us to have a group like that, so then we can incorporate principles of diversity and inclusion into our everyday work.
A work environment where people feel welcome and included and valued builds a community within DTSC.
It brought together people throughout the organization in different offices and different walks of life, people who were culturally different but also different within the programs that they worked in. And I have rarely seen such camaraderie as developed within this work group.
This work group sort of just highlights the things that we might have already been doing. And a lot of us don't consciously think about it. We might have already practiced a lot of these inclusive values.
Hopefully we'll have a lot of these principles incorporated into our everyday work, so then we can bring out those hidden elements of our character.
Bottom line, everybody has to roll up their sleeves and do their part. And each of us needs to be accountable. It's like a party. If nobody gets up and dance, it's not going to be a good party.
I definitely think it's possible to change the culture of an organization. It takes work, and it takes time, and it takes people who value what we're talking about with diversity and inclusion. So I think the way that we're approaching it, with asking for a cross-section of the department to come together and do a deep examination and start this conversation and being really open about it, is pretty unique for state government.
I feel our role at the executive level is to figure out how best to institutionalize the recommendations that come from the committee, to recognize that we can't do everything, but we also don't want the perfect to be the enemy of the good.
Changing a culture, you have to start within yourself, and you also want to influence the people around you.
And an environment where we embrace and value individual differences and allow individuals to feel welcome and included and respected in the organization means that they bring their individual best self to the organization.
The power we have to leverage the vast diversity in this department is to reap the benefits of all of that, to be creative, to solve really tough problems, which we know the department is facing.
Our communities, our constituents, the people we serve, when they look at DTSC, the makeup of DTSC, whether it's our public participation specialists, our scientists in the field, our executive team, when they see themselves reflected in the people, the policies, the practices, everything coming out of DTSC, they're going to have a higher level of trust in us. And I think that's critical at this time.
We don't come just as an engineer or a toxicologist or a public participation specialist. We're people who have histories, where we grew up, where we went to school, where our families are, where our families are from, our ancestors. And so acknowledging all of who we are as people informs who we are as professionals.
You know, I'm a middle-aged, white Caucasian male, but that's not all I am. I'm a father of 3 children, and I want all of them to have the same opportunity in the workplace. I'm the grandchild of a Holocaust survivor, and when I remember one time going to a concentration camp in Germany and seeing this documentary, there was one of the faces that was exactly like my grandfather. I know it wasn't my grandfather, but it really struck a chord with me of how being discriminatory towards one group really affect us all. And I would like DTSC to become a place where I could look my daughter straight in her eyes and say, come work here, it's great.